It's going down. Let me share this. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. All right. Let me see how I'm looking out there. Let me get my monitor up. How I'm looking. Well, I ain't even got enough to so now when you're talking about this Theosophy, and Theosophy is a whole lot of shit grouped in together. It's like a gumbo of a whole lot of shit. But the bottom line is that Theosophy, or the New Age movement, is the new, the new biggest religion on the planet. And it was, Madame Blavatsky is the matriarch of this movement. She was the first one to go into, India and retrieve a lot of that information, which Aleister Crowley, and all of them took from. Matter of fact, she set up the Theosophic headquarters in India. Okay, this is where the headquarters was. So a lot of the mysticism, the Kabbalism, see, it's a mixture of a whole lot of occult thought, Hinduism, Kabbalism, Sufism. You understand? All these occult, mystical arts of all religious backgrounds, ethnic background, they threw them together. You see what I'm saying? Mixed them in, but placing the Aryan race as the chosen race. That's why Hitler, he picked up from Madame Blavatsky. You talking about even Gandhi himself. See, when I did the research on Gandhi, he didn't know nothing about no goddamn Hinduism. He was illiterate even in his own culture. Gandhi learned Hinduism from the Theosophic Society, and they remixed it. You see, even when you talk about the white brotherhood, that was taken from Hindu culture. They never had none of those white, spiritual, I ain't gonna even, you can say spiritual demons. Jesus was one of the great white masters. You had Saint Germain. You had a lot of these, and you can look the white brotherhood up. You understand what I'm saying? And so when I was looking at one of these Indians speak about that, he spoke that Madame Blavatsky had taken that and remixed it and put a lot of these demonic spirits in place of their own divine lamas, or mystic gurus that they had. And so she remixed that and brought it to the West. And that hurt, because truth is truth. So when we talk about, and I don't want to hurt no feelings, but truth is truth. Even the yoga, even when we talk about, man, listen here, it's gonna hurt. And niggas got to accept it for what it is. The Egyptian terror. Aleister Crowley brought the Egyptian terror into existence. So when you look at going, does that mean that we didn't have our own spiritual system? No. Does it mean that we didn't have, cards and whatnot that we work with? No, we did have that. But what I'm saying is that most of what people have today, they learned that shit from Pecker Woods, because they were the ones that brought it over here. What would a nigga be doing with some goddamn yoga and all? There wasn't no goddamn here. Them up just got over here on a major level. You understand what I'm saying? It was the white man that introduced the crystal ball. I did this shit over 10 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, they took from us. They took a lot of this shit from us. But when they remixed it, that's they shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I have a lot of beloved out there that working good works, and I'm not knocking none of that. You understand? I'm with you 100%. But to leave the information untold You understand what I'm saying? Not to hurt a few hearts. That's not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because these motherfuckers, when you do that, that's just what's happening now. That a motherfucker can come in on some bullshit like Scientology, come in with on some bullshit like Scientology to a lot of ignorant motherfuckers that don't know the origin of these groups, And then you got another mass movement of ignorant ass niggas sitting out there worshiping a white man. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people work with, these authors. Under that guise, the Moors knew about Madame Blavatsky. I asked them, motherfucker. You understand? I say, do you know who Madame Blavatsky? And they niggas would never answer. You understand what I'm saying? Because behind the scenes, that's who they was working with. So when you look at L. Ron Hubbard, when you look at Aleister Crowley, and all these motherfuckers, they Theosophists. When you look at Mormonism, you understand what I'm saying? And they just got on them motherfuckers not long ago. They got on them so hard because they said a nigga couldn't even get into heaven. They would never anoint a black priest. And these motherfuckers is Theosophists. Talking about that these, they got many gods in that shit. One God fighting against another God. Well, that's the white brotherhood remixed. You understand what I'm saying? Jesus and Lucifer were brothers. They were both gods and shit. You understand what I'm saying? In Mormonism. So these motherfuckers just ordained a black because people got on their motherfucking head. You see what I'm saying? That still don't make it no better. Why would you want to be a part of some shit that a motherfucker then outlawed you in any goddamn way? That's just like most of these niggas will fight for the white man, so you could go in a white restaurant. So the white man can serve your ass a goddamn sandwich that and some coffee that he didn't spit on and spit in any goddamn way. So instead of you having the knowledge of going to get your own and start your own business and build up the black community, you niggas fighting to go let a cracker spit on a goddamn donut or something and serve it to your black ass. So this white witch right here, she was also a Mason. That show you how powerful it is because a woman can't even be a goddamn Mason. Shit, they made it a motherfucker. They exempt her ass. They allow her to come in. So Theosophy is a grab bag of Eastern occult Kabbalism, which we're going to prove, Freemasonry, Hindu mysticism with the sole purpose, I didn't spell that word, catapulting the Aryan race to the pinnacle of the human race. Okay? Those who partake in Theosophy, I don't give a fuck if it's from Aleister Crowley, I don't give a fuck if it's from L. Ron Hubbard, I don't give a fuck. And those are probably the three top, but there's many, many more. Even the motherfucker that started York Wright, Scottish Wright, what that motherfucker name from the South, that wrote Morals and Dogmas. You understand what I'm saying? He was a Freemason. He was into Theosophy. What's the other Manly P. Hall, who was one of the greatest Freemason philosophers. All of them, most Freemasons are Theosophists. You see what I'm saying? When you go behind, they worship Lucifer. Luciferianism, that's Theosophy, where they try to make Lucifer a good god. You understand what I'm saying? And we gonna get on them motherfuckers next. That's Theosophy. So when you talking about Theosophy, these is different denominations, just like Christianity. You got Baptist, you got Methodist, you got Lutheran, you got Catholic, you got all these different denominations. So when you come into Theosophy, you talking about Scientology, you talking about Thelema from Aleister Crowley, and you're talking Freemasonry, and then a spinoff from a lot of the Freemasons, Rosicrucians. They in and out of all of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? They in and out of all of that shit. So those who partake in Theosophy invokes the sinister and demonic spirits of Madame Blavatsky, Aleister Crowley, Ron L. Hubbard to take possession of their spirit and being. Okay? Synthetic Dianetics. Okay, with this motherfucker talking about volcanoes and motherfucker and volcano worship. You understand what I'm saying? And that's that's out of Kabbalism. Even fucking Moses going up on the mountain, and when he got to the top, God was the mountain was on fire. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand that that's a ancient worship. You understand what I'm saying? It come out of Kabbalah and many other branches of religion. Talk about volcano worship. Okay, that's what they talk about. So this motherfucker talking about he tied human beings, around volcanoes and blew it up and shit over 75 million years ago. And nigga, I can't even remember what the fuck I did 5 minutes ago. And this motherfucker talking about 75 million years. Anytime a motherfucker start talking about a time period outside of his own life, before or after, he can't talk about, and even after, when a motherfucker talking into the future, if he does not specify that he's only, it is not fact, this is what I believe. You understand what I'm saying? If he don't specify that and he trying to bring that shit to you, you have to ask that motherfucker, well, how do you know? Motherfucker, you ain't been no 75 million years. Where the fuck was you at when this shit was going, and where did you get the information? And so now you got to create a lie to support a lie to support a motherfucking lie. You understand what I'm saying? And there's no doubt that, when you're looking at this picture right here, this motherfucker was sick when they found his ass, because he was a fugitive. And you got to bring that up. He was a fugitive. You understand what I'm saying? That he was running from the goddamn government. You understand? Just like Pharaoh brought up, he had all this type of spies and shit in the government looking for information that might be negative towards Ron L. Hubbard and against Scientology. And so they caught all their ass and gave their ass and they was looking for his ass too. But he took off and ran and fled like a coward that he is. And when they found his ass, he was a savage. They say he was on the level of Howard Hughes. His hair had grown to a savage state. His nails looked like claws. And he was a dope, as we speak, he was a dope fiend. He was on drugs then. And one of the drugs that he was taking was called Visceral. Okay? Visceral. And this is, from my understanding, this shit like Xanax. You know what I'm saying? So, but that wasn't all because his son told on him. His son told on him. A reporter asked his son, say, what drugs was your father on? He said, it would be easier for me to make a list on what drugs he wasn't taking. So this motherfucker was a Superman of dope fiends. You understand what I'm saying? So how the fuck is you gonna take anything from a man's mind that's always high and on dope? Come on, man. He wrote many of them books where a lot of his followers, told him that you can't. Now I can understand. I can understand in light of you exposing a motherfucker. It's gonna be some people that come out against you. That's just a given. But you talking about the man's own family. You understand what I'm saying? And then when you look at the new crazy motherfucker, Miskovich, his father come out on him. L. Ron Hubbard's wife, his children. You understand what I'm saying? One of his sons, which I will show, committed suicide. And then the other one left. And I think he left before the other one committed suicide. So when your motherfucking children is falling, how they came into the world under some sick shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then to have these niggas come up there and act like, well, goddamn, we're dealing with this, but we're not fucking Scientology. That's like that live fucking Bill Clinton talking about. Motherfucker, I hit it, but I didn't inhale. That's a lie like a motherfucker. You know goddamn well that I got the facts. Y'all niggas pushing this shit. Y'all pushing this shit. Y'all not just in there to see if this motherfucker, got a little. And if you go behind this motherfucker and see how, y'all supposed to be gods. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers supposed to be gods. And the question becomes, how does the God go to the devil to get information on how to be a god? Every fucking devil I ever known, that motherfucker was against God from day one. The devil is a liar. That's a fact. The devil is a liar. So how the fuck is y'all niggas got the devil in the temple trying to teach God on how to be God? Okay, let's move on. The new white savior of the Nation of Islam. See, y'all replace Fraud Muhammad with this nigga right here, L. Ron Hubbard. And this motherfucking fraudulent messiah, L. Ron Hubbard, is convicted of fraud and sentenced to 4 years in prison. Do you hear that? You can go right on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? And get all of the news clips of this man. It's all over the fucking internet. He has stolen $200 million from the church. He died in hiding, a fugitive. Do you understand that? He died in hiding, a fugitive. Nah, this shit was all before they even started fucking with him. But now that they fucking with him, they got to clean him up. They got to clean him up. They got to go in there and try to hide this information. They got basically just like all Scientology members do. When they are confronted with these motherfucking facts, they say, oh, it's a lie. They act like this motherfucker ain't done no wrong. And anytime, and we all know niggas done wrong, everybody done wrong. So to clean up every motherfucking thing, when it's evident to the world, when it's evident to and documented all over the fucking world, you gonna try to clean this man's shitty drawers up. But if you could clean this and spin and you jumping through all these hoops, why couldn't you help Crowley? If you say Crowley fell down, he didn't do that, this, that, and third, all right, get a brother a silence if you feel that he did that, but get him back on the field. Get him, you know what I'm saying? All right, Crowley, okay, you're going too hard, and I don't understand that because we need that today when we losing so much. You understand what I'm saying? Crowley could have went out there and saved a lot of brothers and sisters out here on these streets. You understand? Y'all done silenced the man, hurt the man, take him off the goddamn field. Y'all could have cleaned, in that instance, y'all could have given him a little time if that's the case. I'm not taking him off the field at all because nigga, go hard on that beast. You understand what I'm saying? Go as hard as you can on that beast because he going 100 million times harder on your black ass anyway. To take Khaled off the field and not give him another opportunity, then accept this cracker and clean his dirty, shitty ass drawers up. Nigga, that's more than treason. Nigga, that's more than treason. Yet the black man is God. How can something lesser than God teach God? So when we talk about Alex the Crowd, the beast, and the killing part about it, oh shit, this nigga the beast, his mama called him that first. Do you hear that? I seen the documentary. His mama said that he was the Antichrist. When she seen what the fuck at an early age, he ain't even bust out yet. You know what I'm saying? This is in his early years. His own mama called him a beast. You understand? He was already indulging in homosexuality at an early age. And see, you have to read this man's crazy works and look at how he talks about this shit. You understand? Oh my, I can't even straighten my mouth up to say some of the crazy shit that this man was talking about and his wicked sex magic and all of this shit and rituals with all type of homosexual bestial fucking ceremonies and ritualism. So Now, when we say that L. Ron Hubbard knew Aleister Crowley, from my understanding, he didn't physically know him. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't physically know him. He learned of L. Ron Hubbard through this guy right here, Jack Parsons. Okay? Now, Jack Parsons was the master priest of Aleister Crowley's temple in America, the OTO. You understand what I'm saying? And Jack Parsons was relaying information to Aleister Crowley about L. Ron Hubbard. You know what I'm saying? And from my understanding through the writings of Aleister Crowley with the council in America, that he was not fond of L. Ron Hubbard at all. He was not fond of him at all. You understand what I'm saying? And and as we move through this lecture, you're gonna see why. You see what I'm saying? He's the word I'm looking for. The motherfucker L. Ron Hubbard is a very cunning motherfucker. You understand? When he trying to achieve what he wants. And so even in his younger career, even before he became into science, even before he got into Dianetics, his character was already carved in stone. You feel me? So this is who we learned of Aleister Crowley from, was through Jack Parsons. And Jack Parsons invited that motherfucker because the temple, the OTO, was in Pasadena, California, and the meetings were held at Jack Parsons' mansion, which I'm gonna get into. And L. Ron Hubbard moved into his mansion for some years. I don't think it was some years. It was some months. You know what I'm saying? It was some months. But when he got up out of the motherfucker what he wanted, because Jack Parsons was a young motherfucker. He died at 37. So L. Ron Hubbard worked over on his ass. You understand what I'm saying? And he really destroyed Aleister Crowley's movement in America, because Jack Parsons was his main man. And plus, Jack Parsons was, I guess he was like a superstar to a lot of people in America. So, that was Aleister Crowley running man. He was pushing, he was the main pusher of Aleister Crowley's information in America. And that was what was causing Aleister Crowley to grow over here. So when this motherfucker, went in there and really pulled the rug from up under Jack Parsons, you understand what I'm saying? That crushed Aleister Crowley movement in America. This is documented information. You understand what I'm saying? These sick ass niggas can't come in here and rewrite history. This shit been documented in newspapers many years before these motherfuckers started even fucking with him. So now y'all gonna clean all this shit up just to justify fucking with this man? Nah, Pharaoh.
He could simply say,
wait a minute, let me stop that. That's this is L. Ron Hubbard speaking on Aleister Crowley, and I'm gonna play it again. You see what I'm saying? Here we go.
He could simply say, I have action. A magician, the magic cults of the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th centuries in the Middle East were fascinating. The only modern work that has anything to do with them is Trifle Wild. But it's fascinating, and that's work written by Aleister Crowley, the late Aleister Crowley, my very good friend. And he did himself a splendid piece of aesthetics built around those magic cults. It's a very interesting reading to get a hold of a copy of a book, quite rare, but it can be obtained. The Master Therion, Therion, The Master Therion by Aleister Crowley. He signs himself the beast.
The beast.
The mark of the beast, 666. Very, very something right.
So you see, so there it is. So that you know, that right there documents his connection to Aleister Crowley. But like I said, Aleister Crowley, and that's a sick motherfucker. But I feel that Aleister Crowley, being the type of sick motherfucker and being in control of shit, he's a control freak. He saw probably a lot of that shit in L. Ron Hubbard that the young Jack Parsons did not see. Now, Jack Parsons is the motherfucker that invented jet fuel, okay? Rocket fuel. And he is basically the founder of NASA. He and motherfucker is the one that invented rocket fuel. They wouldn't have never ever been able to go to no moon or none of that shit without this man right here. They say he blew himself up but he was under fucking government, you know, investigation. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got knowledge like that, you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to take that shit to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So he started fucking with other governments. I think he was fucking with the Israelis and this, that, and the third. And somehow the motherfucker ended up blowing himself up. Many people believe it was a hit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, here we go again with that rocket shit, you know? Now, here's a picture of ugly ass. He looked like Uncle Fester. And you got to understand, once you see this shit, you see where a lot of that crazy shit come from. It's not a coincidence that he looked like Uncle Fester. You understand? A lot of shit in popular society is founded by Aleister Crowley and his followers, and you just don't know that. Okay, so this was his spiritual mentor, Parsons' spiritual mentor, whom L. Ron Hubbard lived with. He participated in his temples, Aleister Crowley temples, but his intent was not to be a member. His intent was to take it over. That was really what his intent was. And I believe, again, that Aleister Crowley, because he wrote, they got letters where Aleister Crowley wrote even Jack Parsons and told him, watch that motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Watch him. And so right here is a book, The Voice of the Silence by Madame Blavatsky with commentary by Aleister Crowley. That's facts. So I'm showing you. You know what I'm saying? That when you fucking with Scientology, the root of it, again, like Pharaoh said, was Aleister Crowley. But we're going to even go deeper than that and show you where Aleister Crowley got his shit from and many other offshoots. You know, they didn't just steal, L. Ron Hubbard didn't just steal from, he stole from a whole lot of Theosophists. And he stole from comic books, just like Pharaoh showed. We're going to go in deeper on that. You see what I'm saying? So don't say that you're not fucking with Madame Blavatsky. Don't say you ain't fucking with Aleister Crowley. You fucking with the Rosicrucians and a whole lot of other motherfuckers. Okay? Theosophy is the newest world religion with the Aryan race as the chosen race. Scientology, Mormonism, Nation of Islam, Moorish Science Temple, Rosicrucianism are all denominations of Theosophy. So you got right now today a man named Farrakhan, who is pushing the Dianetics, and I don't want y'all niggas to say y'all not a part of it, because y'all pushing that shit hard. We got the photos, we got the receipts, and we bringing them up on you niggas today, and that we didn't already expose the character of these beasts, but we're gonna go in even deeper. So ain't nobody got no misunderstanding of who these motherfuckers is. And once we put it out there on you ain't gonna be no when we gonna get along. We gonna get along when you motherfuckers is up off of here. Because we got to we losing out here. And we got to wonder why we keep losing. We got too many motherfuckers out here that's pushing shit that can be easily exposed as some bullshit and garbage. And matter of fact, I'm a black nationalist. Ain't no motherfucking way you supposed to be following no motherfucking Peckerwood. I don't give a fuck who it is. I know fuck is you following a white man, nigga. You out your fucking mind. That right there is a flag. That's a red flag. This motherfucker following the white man. This motherfucker trying to push the white man. That alone. That alone. I ain't got nothing. I done studied enough crackers to know that they lying like a motherfucker. And even the motherfucking Egyptologists. You understand? I seen many of my teachers, because they had to do that. They brought up a lot of the white Egyptologists that spoke that Egypt was a black nation. And they had to do that at that time. I understand that. Because we would not have, we wouldn't have believed it if the white boys had not said that Egypt came up out of the South, we wouldn't have believed it if a black man just came from his own heart and mind and said it. So for most motherfuckers that got crackatosis, you have to bring a white boy as a verification to get anybody to even look into it. But today, you won't even see me put up no type of references, not many. Every blue moon, I might put up a white reference, but I don't need the white man any longer. That's an old move. In today's where we is as advanced as we is, but some of you niggas you need another reference and another reference and another reference and another. Let me go find another cracker that said, I don't need no more of that shit. That age is past. You know what I'm saying? All we had to do was bring up the master teacher's work, which they needed to do that in that time. But in today's time, there is no justification for trying to validate a Peckerwood to a black man and woman that, that this is a man we should look into, we should study, or anything else. We should be running away from crackers as fast as the fuck we can. You understand what I'm saying? We is in the lowest state of our existence, where they even talking about in 2020, they saying blacks and Latinos will have zero wealth. Do you hear what I'm saying? Zero wealth. You got about 0.11 wealth now. In 2020, it's all over the economic internet. If you go to any economic discussion on black people's economy, they saying all over in 2020, our fucking wealth will be 0%. So why the fuck is we wasting our time studying a bitch motherfucker like L. Ron Hubbard when what the fuck is that shit gonna do for us being zero wealth, motherfucker? Y'all niggas is out y'all motherfucking mind in search of the great beast. Alex the Crowley. Motherfucker using all cat piss, cat blood. The motherfucker even got rituals where they eat human excrement. They even, listen here, let's get down to it. And I heard a lot of sick motherfuckers talk about that. Drinking, where they drink semen. You understand what I'm saying? We talking about men. Okay? Some of the shit that come up in I can't even fix my fucking lips to say the shit that they did. You understand what I'm saying? And this is his good fucking friend. And he in there, and he did some shit. L. Ron Hubbard, we gonna talk about him and Jack Parsons was performing some of this crazy motherfucker's sex rituals. Okay, look at this. Ain't that Jim Jones? Ain't that Jim Jones? Sitting up in, that's Moss Marion. See, motherfuckers have verified and validated a whole lot of sick crackers already. You understand? That's why we on your motherfucking head, nigga. When you already done dropped the ball, where's that godhood in you, Farrakhan, to not see this motherfucker for what he was? How you invite that motherfucker up in the temple, And this man killed damn near 1,000 black people, including children. You should be brought to a tribunal for bringing that man in. Anybody else, you should have been brought in. But because you at the top and everybody in that motherfucker, that's how you know when you in a cult. When don't nobody question the motherfucker. Everybody follow behind that motherfucker without no question. That's an occult. Anytime you can kill 1,000 black people, goddamn it, and matter of fact, he was letting them know. Y'all good checking out. He was letting them know that they had, you understand, that they had to kill themselves. Many of them did it. You can hear the babies in the background crying when they was feeding them babies, drinking cyanide. You understand what I'm saying? That fact alone, that people don't talk about this. That Farrakhan had this motherfucker Jim Jones up in Mos Mariam. Look at this, protecting this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? And you ain't been brought to no goddamn tribunal on how you could drop the ball on your flock like that, even though maybe it wasn't your peoples in particular that died down there. Those was black people. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I will never, ever validate a cracker over a black man, black woman. No way, no how. There's no way. So anytime you see that shit, a red flag, as a nationalist, as somebody that's aware of how these crackers did enslave and destroy our people, where we at today with no motherfucking wealth. How in 2020, we've been over here slaving for over 400 years, giving the best of us in our music, in our athleticism, and all that. And you mean to tell me in 2020, our motherfucking wealth and national wealth gonna be 0%? Y'all niggas better go look it up and see that, nigga, this is about the last. When they say the final call, they won't be giving it. It seemed today, General Seti, young Pharaoh, General Seti is the ones that's actually blowing that horn for the final call. You understand what I'm saying? It's time for you niggas to wake up. That's why I've always been into it with all type of organizations around this country. I don't show up to nothing with these niggas there. If these motherfuckers on the ticket, take me off of the shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be there with no Christian. I don't want to be there with no Muslims. That's right. I'm gonna stand on the front line. You understand what I'm gonna stand in? I'm not gonna budge one motherfucking inch. That's right. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be that one motherfucker that stand alone away from you, nigga, because I know what you is. And until you clean up what you will not do, there will be no unity in the community, because y'all nigga got subversive plans. You understand? That don't include the community. It includes only you getting the wealth and the power. Look at this. You invited these motherfuckers, and they sitting in there not understanding. That's, you see them swastikas on them motherfucker arms? You know where they got it from? Madame Blavatsky. She got that shit from the Hindus, even though it was in Africa, which I showed people in Ethiopia. But she wasn't going to validate that. She was only going to validate where, a Caucasian could, and you can't even claim India because the Ethiopians took it there. You see what I'm saying? But the fact was, she got it out of India. And Hitler was a student of Madame Blavatsky. Even there. You understand? Once I give you the blueprint, it's no running from that. You can go do the research. Anything that I'm saying, if I'm a lie, bitch, please put the information in there and do a video and say, okay, Seti, I don't want them weak ass niggas or Ben, Reza, you suck dick niggas. Excuse my language. I got my family in here. But they've been hitting on me. You understand what I'm saying? And they've been hitting and slick dissing, sneak dissing a motherfucker under the, thinking that I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? You some little niggas. You ain't come with facts, nigga. And that's a hit, nigga, that's deserving. I should be hitting you niggas harder. You lucky my baby's in here, nigga. I'll go straight ham on you niggas. You understand? I'm going to still do that, but I'm gonna lay low on all the cuss words that I want to use. You understand what I'm saying? You got these niggas who have no knowledge of what we talk, they just pawns in the goddamn game. Tell them niggas, let's go lecture for lecture. We don't want to do no jaw jacket. Let's go lecture for lecture, nigga. Let's get up here. Let's get on stage. Let's do RZA Ben versus Pharaoh Seti. Let's do that. Let's get up there, nigga, in front of the people. We ain't got to do no personal attacks or nothing, which you niggas has obviously been doing. And this is a live stream. The shit y'all doing is on the fucking internet. Nigga, I ain't called you niggas names since, nigga, we got into it the first time. But you was hurt, nigga. You was butt sore because we went in your mouth. You was the niggas that was flagging all of the videos. Weak niggas. Y'all, because y'all could not deal with that raw information. So these Ku Klux and Klan members sitting in front of the motherfucking gods. Motherfucker, you gonna be in the back some motherfucking way, nigga. You gonna be on the sideline, nigga. You ain't gonna be in front of this damn in front of the gods and goddesses. You gonna put this dirty ass, knowing that they hate black people. And even the folding of the arms is Freemason, which I didn't show and will show again, not in this particular lecture, because I didn't want to focus on these. You know, this is just to show you that the Nation of Islam has been in a partnership with a whole lot of crazy crackers who have done a whole lot of damage to black people. The Ku Klux Klan was killing black people all over America, especially in the South, lynching and hanging. So how in the hell you gonna bring them into the temple? You meet with them motherfuckers somewhere else. You don't bring them into the temple and put them in front of everybody and, you know, and give them some prestige. You had that shit in some rental building somewhere. You don't even deal with them. But the fact that y'all Freemasons, which you niggas will lie about, and I done seen the nigga RZA sitting up there with your fake ass, a Freemason. I done seen you, nigga. You ain't gonna play me, nigga. I'll clean your ass up quick. Anytime you want to deal with me, nigga, call my motherfucker. Say, Seti, I want to work out with you. And nigga, I'm gonna give you all the work you gonna need, nigga. Straight, I'm gonna end your career. This is coming from the teacher. What is a devil? Answer, a grafted man. Here we go. Here we go. What is a devil? This is according to the teachers. This is the lessons. This is the supreme lessons right here. What is a devil? Answer, a grafted man, which is made weak and wicked. God damn, that first sentence kind of hurt. A grafted man, which is made weak and wicked, or any grafted live germ from the original is a devil. Any grafted live germ from the original is a devil. Can you reform devil? Answer, no. All the prophets have tried to reform him, devil, but were unable. Oh, God damn. This shit is funny here, man. So they have agreed that it cannot be done unless we graft them back to the original man, which takes 600 years. So instead of losing time grafting him back, they decided to take him off the planet, whose numbers only 1 to every 11 original people. Damn. You niggas then totally went against the supreme wisdom, which is the foundation of the Nation of Islam, the nation of gods and earths, to fuck with L. Ron Hubbard, the devil, who is weak, who is wicked, who is grafted, who cannot be reformed, okay? You see what I'm saying? He wasn't 600 years old, so you so instead of losing time, grafting them back, instead of losing time fucking with L. Ron Hubbard, you should have decided to take him off the planet, which the teachers is telling you to do, but you decided to fuck with him. We calling you on principle. We calling you on principle. We putting the teachings right. And so let me be clear that the Nation of Islam of Farrakhan is not the Nation of Islam of Elisha. Must state that when Elijah Muhammad died, Wallace Dean Muhammad, his son, was elected as the head of the Nation of Islam. And he took, they went off into Orthodox Islam, and so I'm not going to get off into which one, because I don't give a fuck about either. All that shit crazy. But the facts was Farrakhan was never elected as the head of the original Nation of Islam. His Nation of Islam is his own. So he don't have to hold to, he say he love Elijah and he always bringing his teachings up, but it's obvious. And because Khaled was calling his ass on that before he died, he was calling him on that. Can't put it all in here, but you could go look on the internet, Khalid Muhammad versus Farrakhan, bring that up, and it's gonna be like he could be the third leg or the first leg, however you want to say it, of this same damn lecture. All right, keep him. Can a devil fool a Muslim? Answer: no, not nowadays. I wonder what days that was, because they fooling them motherfuckers all over the goddamn place today. That's out the lessons. Can a devil fool a Muslim? They should revise that. Hell yeah, he can fool a Muslim. Because I'm going to show you a whole lot of so-called Muslims right out there following right behind the goddamn devil. We calling you on principle. Now, he's not a part of the Nation of Islam, but that show you that they got a whole lot of silly-ass niggas already into Scientology. And he got that little ass hat on his head. He know he need at least a size or two bigger, and he got that young ass captain hat on his head, looking silly as hell. You understand? Looking silly as hell, smiling, looking like he busted like a motherfucker. We done busted you, nigga. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna look at you, nigga, and respect you once they understand who this crazy cracker is. Look at this. Can a devil fool a Muslim? Look like he done fooled this nigga. He smile, cheesing with his coon shot. When a nigga show all his teeth, you can even see the teeth in the back. This cracker red as a motherfucker. Look like he come out of Norwegia some goddamn way. This motherfucker look Nordic. You understand what I'm saying? He need to go put some goddamn cold cream on his face because the bitch got sunburn. He actually got sunburn in his fucking face, and y'all sitting up in here giving this motherfucker Muhammad Miles #2 Savior's Day Award. See, but when the Savior is Farad Muhammad, or I guess he's Elijah, I don't know which one the Savior, I guess they probably saw Fraud Muhammad in this cracker. You see what I'm saying? So this was one of our sisters, our crazy sisters, and then you wonder why these young niggas out here talking about they about to go upside the elder's head. Because, bitch, you done laid me down to Jonestown. This motherfucker done slipped cyanide in my drink, and now I'm dead on the other side. Wish I could bust your motherfucking head because you laid me down here to eat that and drink that shit. I believe in Jim. I wonder, did she have that shit up or before or after he gave their ass the motherfucking cyanide? You dumbass. See, that's what's wrong with you niggas. Y'all gullible ass nigga. You fall for any goddamn thing. Cannot trust a white man. You cannot trust a white woman. You cannot trust no white person because they always gonna do the same demonic shit. Let's move on. Now, as I believe in Ron Hubbard. These is what these niggas got up. This the sign that Little Ben got up. This the sign that RZA, Jizza, and all the Wu-Tang Clan Islam niggas promoting out there, being a goddamn walking billboard for Scientology, promoting this shit, okay? Look at this. Look at this. Jim Jones back there, and see, a lot of people don't understand, not just the Nation of Islam. Motherfucking entertainers, musicians, all type of politicians and all kind of shit back Jim Jones. It wasn't just a few niggas. It wasn't just the Nation of Islam. You see, he got Martin Luther King in the background. You know, they use certain symbols to get you on board. And as we speak, when Alex de Crowley said, do with what thou will, do what with thy will. That sound, and you listen to the vocabulary, and listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. This is not a blatant attack on nobody. You understand? You are the God. You are the goddess. And there's power in all of us that we manifest. You understand what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is separate yourself from the white shit. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it African. Keep it African. And if you was a part of some shit and you didn't know, you probably was still doing your African work. But the tools that you was using might have been influenced by the crackers. You understand what I'm saying? You cut that off and you go back to your Africanness and keep it 100. You see what I'm saying? But Kanye West and all that free thinking shit. Listen to that terminology, y'all. I was listening to that nigga. I don't know if he not fucking with them or fucking with a group similar to them. Hear me out? Because they go after motherfuckers with money. You can't afford to be in Scientology, you understand, with a couple dollars. They don't want you, nigga. They don't want you. You understand what I'm saying? They'll accept them up. If you got a couple thousand, maybe they'll probably get a couple thousand about you, 2,000-3,000. But you can't go up in Scientology like you niggas do to church and put $2 in the plank. They're going to send them goons down there to bust your motherfucking head. Oh, that man put $2. We'll bust his motherfucking head. No, that's how they roll. Bitch, you ain't coming down. They're going to go jump on you. They'll go to your mama house and say, your son owe us so, and that's what they do. They'll harass your motherfucking family to get that money. So Scientology ain't get no billions of dollars fucking with no $2 niggas. You understand what I'm saying? This is the fucking religion of the stars. So when you listen to Kanye, you go back today and listen to some of that terminology that been coming out of his mouth as of recently. You understand what I'm saying? You's a slave because you want to be. Huh? Talk about it. Think about it. Think about it. Come on down. You's a slave. Let me go into your mind. You's a slave because you want to be. Free thinking and all this shit. Do what thou will. Nigga, that's what it's saying. So once you learn the terminology, you learn the spirit of these motherfuckers, just like the symbolism. I've been studying symbolism. That's I'm an expert at it. You know, I've been studying symbolism now for damn near 30 years. I goes in other people's culture and I be looking all around them and see people don't understand symbolism is saying a lot of shit that, you know, these books ain't going, it's in your face. They say the best place to hide something from a motherfucker is in plain view. It be right there in your motherfucking face. Now, this is L. Ron Hubbard's son. He left in like 1950 something. So I don't want y'all to think he just said this shit. He left in 1958, if I'm not mistaken. You understand what I'm saying? And then once he left, I think L. Ron Hubbard put his other son, Quentin Hubbard, in place to be the next, captain of the, of Scientology. But that motherfucker ended up committing suicide. But this speaks a lot, man. When your children is falling down around you like that, and then your wife is all in newspapers talking about you insane and that you whooping her ass and shit, y'all niggas can't go clean that shit up That's what y'all did with Elijah Muhammad when he was messing with them babies and shit. Them young girls, y'all denying that. Y'all niggas got a trait. That nigga York, so-called Dr. York, messing with them babies. When you look at them occultist motherfuckers, man, they all got same DNA, same traits and shit. You won't allow the people involved to see they family, especially them women. Y'all try to keep them women locked behind closed doors, and then you laying with them, which was part of Aleister Crowley's whole program. He didn't believe in no damn marriage. So they all in the damn temple. You can sleep with one man one day, sleep with another man the next day. And I'm going to show you that that's what L. Ron Hubbard did to Jack Parsons. See, Jack Parsons was a young motherfucker. He worked that motherfucker, man. He wasn't no match for L. Ron Hubbard. You know, and Aleister Crowley knew that. You understand? But listen to what this man's son had. He even changed his name. His last name is D. Wolf now. You understand what I'm saying? But listen to this.
Allegations. Why did you leave the church? Because of these allegations, these things that you... Well, I left the church for a whole wide variety of reasons. It isn't a very simple answer. I left because my wife wanted me to. And also because I wasn't making any money, because all the money flows, of course, to my father, always has. I was also tired of the fraud and the deception, plus his deep involvement in personal use of drugs on himself and others, black magic. When you say black magic, what are you talking about? I mean, some of the things that I read in the stack of material, it sounds just absolutely unbelievable. What are you talking about when you say this? Well, the funny thing is that the actual truth is about as far out as Scientology itself. Really, the basis of Scientology, which is rather hidden and covered over, is the occult, the deep involvement with satanic powers. And he felt that he was deeply involved with a British black magician called Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley.
And through putting himself in deep hypnotic trances and the use of drugs on himself, he wanted to become the most powerful being in the world. Did you consider all of this a religion? Do you now? No. Why not? Because it's a business. It always has been. I was one of the incorporators of one of the original church organizations, and we incorporated just because the AMA and the IRS were giving him.
Okay, I'm that right there. Was his son. That right there. Let me bring that back up. That right there is his son. Validating that his father was a dope fiend, that he fucked with Aleister Crowley, which we didn't already put, and I ain't even got really to all that documentation. So from his son's mouth, he was into what the white man want to call black magic, which really white magic, and he was on all type of drugs, and what he wanted to do was be Aleister Crowley. He's trying to replace Aleister Crowley. And this same son right here said that his father not only was studying Aleister Crowley, he said that he was Aleister Crowley incarnated, that he himself was the beast. All right, let me go right. Now, this is the same man, and this is an interview in 1983. This is long, so don't nobody act like we just made the shit up just to get on these niggas. This has been there. This is Penthouse. And what they asked him, you said, his name is, this was actually L. Ron Hubbard Jr. He said, fuck that. I'm changing my name. You understand? To Ron D. Wolf. And then he stated, I believed in Satanism. This is when he was involved with Scientology. There was no other religion in the house. Now, this is his son. So I don't want not one of you niggas to when a man's son who is in the house, who is in an authoritative position, this man was going to be the next one to lead the shit. See, Scientology and black magic. Black magic is the inner core of Scientology and is probably the only part of Scientology that really works. Also, you got to realize that my father did not worship Satan. He thought he was Satan. He was one with Satan. See what I'm saying? So right there, that show you that he was trying to actually be Aleister Crowley. He wanted to replace, and that's what he did by pulling the rug from up under Jack Parsons, who was the master priest of Agape, Lodge number 2, which is the American version of the OTO headed by Aleister Crowley. Okay? This is Quentin Hubbard. This was his son that committed suicide. So when you got one son telling you his father was a dope fiend, he thought he was Satan, he fucked with Aleister Crowley, and then the other one commits suicide, then you got his wife suing him for divorce, all in the newspapers saying he crazy than a motherfucker. Man, that's facts. Ain't no fleeing from that. Something wrong with that man. When your seeds and shit start going against you and falling off. And then another thing I didn't bring up was Quentin Hubbard was a homosexual. And a lot of people believe, he received a lot of flack from inside of Scientology because he was a homosexual. You understand? And that might have been one of the reasons why, because they probably was putting him through all type of processing and this, that, and the third to get that shit up out of him. But at the same time, matter of fact, he tried to commit suicide. He had one before that, but it was a failed attempt. And then they put him in the part of the organization for motherfuckers that go astray from the teachings. And, and they put them motherfuckers on in hard labor and shit. You understand what I'm saying? And shit like that. And they amped the teachings up on them and shit. And, it just shove that shit down their motherfucking brain even harder than they did before. There he is, and he looks sissified. Even the way he's standing, he looked like a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? And so here again, here go Rob Miskovich, which we just brought up, who is the father of this motherfucker. I forget his first name. Is it David? I don't know. Yeah, David Miskovich. Okay? Who's standing up there in Masonic posture. You understand? Which I show. We see the pyramid, and that's automatically Freemasonry. And a lot of people didn't even speak on the fact that the motherfucker got Hebrew around the damn pyramid, this, that, and the third. You even see the lotuses in there and shit. I could see the shit. You know what I'm saying? I could see it as clear as fucking day. But see, I studied this shit. And, they'll put symbols inside of symbols. You understand? Inside of symbols. So you can't just look at, you got to look at the whole piece. You understand what I'm saying? Because it could be 10, 20 different symbolisms inside the symbol. You see what I'm saying? So now you see that it's almost a given, because what the peoples is saying, that y'all break up families. Y'all break up families. So his father say he came on the scene after, he had been away for, I think his son had moved to California or something. I don't know what. And he stayed on the East Coast. And, one day, I guess he wanted to take a trip to go see his son. And he got there and he was on the premises and he saw his son and he said, "Hey, David." That's what he said. But at that time, he's a living God. You don't approach this man by his first name. And so this is his own fault. He said he gave him an hour rebuking in front of everybody, calling him all kind of shit. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? And from that point on, he say, "Man, this motherfucker, it then went crazy. If you think you're gonna talk to me like this and I change your motherfucking diapers, I fed your ass when you was young, and you gonna talk to me like, so you see a pattern right here. You understand what I'm saying? So how the fuck is this good for black people? When this shit breaking up, we already in a fucked up predicament. We trying to get our families together. This shit ain't gonna, if these white people saying it's breaking up they goddamn family, why would we want to be involved in some shit like that? Let me keep it moving. Now let's go off into Jack Parsons. Like I said, was a avid student of Aleister Crowley, was his main man in America, and he is the one that invented rocket fuel. And like I said, he's the founder of NASA, because there's no way they would have been able to get to the moon without this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? And this is some information on how this motherfucker came to know of Aleister Crowley. It says in 1941, alongside his wife, Helen Northrop, Parsons joined the Agape Lodge, the Californian branch of the Theometic Order Templar Orientis, OTO. Jack Parsons financed religious ceremonies at his house, which was known in OT circles as the parsonage. These religious ceremonies consisted of loud chantings, orgies, and the attempted conception of the Antichrist, the latter which Parsons eventually becomes somewhat obsessed with. At Crowley's bidding, he replaced Wilford Talbot Smith as his leader in 1942 and ran the lodge from his mansion on Orange Grove Avenue, which is in Pasadena. Parsons was expelled from JPL and the Aerojet, I think that's some type of jet propulsion laboratory, and Aerojet in 1944 due to the lodge infamy and allegedly illicit activities along with his hazardous workplace conduct. In 1945, Parsons separated from Helen after having an affair with her sister, Sarah. Now that right there show you right there that, you know, the practice of that sex magic shit. This motherfucker started fucking with his wife's sister, okay? Now, here's the get back. Because after he gave up his wife for his sister, Sarah left him for L. Ron Hubbard. Huh? And that's and Sarah ended up becoming the mother, I think, of the motherfucker that either left. I'm going to get into that. See? That's who Sarah is. See, so that just show you a lot of them motherfuckers should have been Jack Parsons, you know, children. You understand what I'm saying? But that show you right there that L. Ron Hubbard was in there. They say he was doing the same thing. He was laying with every woman in the goddamn compound and ended up taking Jack Parsons' woman. That's a damn shame. I don't give a fuck. And then he conducted the Babylon working. And they spell it just like that, Babylon working. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a ritual taken from Aleister Crowley, a sex ritual and shit where they trying to give birth to the Antichrist, you know, through some rituals and shit. A series of rituals designed to invoke the Thelmic goddess Babylon to earth. He and Hubbard, listen to me, he and Hubbard continued the procedure with Marjorie Cameron. Okay, now that's a new woman on the scene. Hubbard then already took his other woman, Sarah, so he got him a new woman now. Her name is Marjorie Cameron, whom Parsons married in 1946. After Hubbard and Sarah defrauded him of his life savings, Parsons resigned from the OTO. Now, Him, now I don't know what's wrong, but that's a crazy, crackers is crazy. So Jack Parsons, after the motherfucker then took his woman, the three of them come up with a business where they gonna buy yachts. See, here come all that captain shit. This, that, and this before the science. This is before Dianetics. This before that. You understand? That they was gonna go into, the three of them was gonna go into business, buy yachts on the East Coast, and sell them to the West Coast and sell them for a profit. This is what they was gonna do. But they also signed a contract that any monies that be made from the three of them was to be shared equally amongst the three of them for life. Parsons was rich. I mean, he wasn't rich, but he had money. I ain't gonna say how rich. He had money. Because where he was living on Orange Grove, they call that shit Millionaire Row. So he had a mansion. And he put 20,000 in. L. Ron Hubbard put 1,200 in, and Sarah didn't put in anything. So what they did is took his money and fled. And that he had to sell the mansion, and he resigned from the OTO. And it says, and he went through various jobs while acting as a consultant for the Israeli rocket program. Amid the climate of MacArthurism, he was accused of espionage and left unable to work in rocketry. In 1952, Parsons died at the age of 37 in a home laboratory explosion, what many people believe was a hit that attracted national media attention. The police ruled it an accident, but many associates suspected suicide or assassination. They ain't gonna let that man get that motherfucking knowledge to nobody else. So that's what they do. If you ain't down with America and you got that kind of knowledge, they gonna kill your ass. That's what they do. Okay? So to the right, that's Jack Parsons. In the middle, that's his wife, Helen. You understand what I'm saying? That's his wife. So that show you the type of temple that L. Ron Hubbard was in when he was in the parsonage. So he knew of Aleister Crowley through Jack Parsons. Okay, he was in his temples. He learned all of his ritualisms and everything, his symbolisms in California, in the OTO temple of Jack Parsons, which is headed by Aleister Crowley. Now, that's it. That's Sarah. That's Sarah right there. See, this is Sarah's sister, Helen. That show you they all into switching up and shit and this, that, and the third. Y'all didn't say nothing about that Scientology. And sailed off with the man money. That's his woman. That was his woman. And he told Aleister he was hurt. He tried to play because Aleister, that was a part of the Theometic religion. That it wasn't no marriage or nothing, and that it was suggested that you have all type of weird ass sex acts like that you could switch up. But he actually loved Sarah, and it hurt him that L. Ron Hubbard took her. He wrote that shit to Aleister Crowley, but he said he gonna sweep it up under the rug because he not trying to control her destiny, and that wherever she, whatever the spirits lead her, then he was gonna be all right with that. But he was hurt, so they then took his money, took it and bought yachts and sailed away, and they was never seen again. That destroyed Aleister Crowley's movement in America because Jack Parsons was his man. You know what I'm saying? His main man that was pushing his Theomic religion in America. Okay? So now, after you see her right there, this is Jack Parsons, man, one of his squeezes. Now, after so many years of being with her, that's her right there, Sarah Northrop Hubbard, wife of Dianetics founder, as divorce on cruelty ground. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. You understand what I'm saying? You rolled off with him. You didn't trade it on Jack with your weak ass. You understand? Went off, thought you had something better, sailed off, and then he went to going upside your motherfucking head. That's what, and then the next one, Dianetic Hubbard accused of plot to kidnap wife, hiding a baby charge to Dianetics office. He tried to hide it, his children, and that's why his children don't fuck with him. You know, that's that man, that's that man's mama. That's that man's mama that talked about his ass. That's his mama. And you can understand why he feel the way he feel. Wife accuses Dianetics Hubbard of kidnapping her. Dianetics, boy, all right, boy, he about that business, man. He about that business. He ain't playing with you, motherfucker. Dianetics inventor sued for divorce. Wife's complaint charges he subjugated her to scientific torture experiments. Ron Hubbard, insane, wife says. There it is, right there. Los Angeles, April 23rd, the wife of L. Ron Hubbard, 40, founder of the Dianetics mental health movement, filed suit for divorce today, charging he is suffering from a mental ailment. God damn. And that's what his son, and because at that time, and Pharaoh brought that up many, many lectures ago, that homosexuality was considered a mental disease. You understand what I'm saying? That shit was considered a mental disease. So it wasn't just in him, it was in his goddamn children too. Miss Sarah Northrop Hubbard, 25, goddamn, she was young as hell. And so she was probably younger than that when he got with her, and said competent medical advisors had examined her 40-year-old husband and concluded he was hopelessly insane and should be placed in private sanitarium for psychiatric observation. She said doctors told her husband was suffering from a mental ailment known as paranoid schizophrenia. Okay, then. Oh, this is facts. This is in the newspaper. Man, since the 60s and 50s, and you know, this shit was also, don't try to clean this cracker up today because you fucking with him. These is facts. And so let's get into this Babylon working of fucking Jack Parsons. Okay? These rituals that they got from goddamn Aleister Crowley. Listen to this. Babylon working was a series of magic ceremonies or rituals performed from January to March 1946 by author pioneer rocket fuel scientist and occultist Jack Parsons and Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. This ritual was essentially designed to manifest an individual incarnation of the archetype divine feminine called Babylon. The project was based on the ideas of Aleister Crowley and his description of a similar project in his 1917 novel, Moonchild. Okay, in December 1945, Parsons begins a series of rituals based on Enochian magic, during which he masturbated to magical tablets, okay, accompanied by a fucking violinist. I don't know this Russian name. He listening to some goddamn violin music in the back, jacking off on some magical tablet, okay, describing this magical operation as the Babylon working, and he hoped to bring about the incarnation of the Thelmite goddess Babylon onto earth. He allowed Hubbard to take part as his scribe, believing that he was particularly sensitive to detecting magical phenomena. I could get you all the references and shit. This shit is all over the internet. This shit right here won't be hard to find, okay? As described by Richard Messenger, Parsons jerked off in the name of spiritual advancement, while Hubbard scanned the astral plane for signs and visions. The rituals performed drew largely upon rituals and sex magic described by English author and occult teacher Aleister Crowley. Crowley was in correspondence with Parsons during the course of the Babylon working and warned Parsons of his potential overreactions to the magic he was performing, while simultaneously deriding Parsons' work to others. Okay, so he was telling not only Parsons but even his council of other members of the occult group. He was letting them know, and he really had a problem with L. Ron Hubbard. Okay, when Parsons declared that the first of the series of rituals was complete and successful, he almost immediately met Marjorie Cameron, okay, in his own home, and regarded her as the elemental that he and Hubbard had called through the ritual. Soon Parsons began the next stage of the series and attempted to conceive a child through sexual magic work. Although no child was conceived, this did not affect the result of the ritual to that point. Parsons and Cameron, who Parsons now regarded as the Scarlet Woman, Babylon, called forth by the ritual, soon married. So he found him another sick, crazy white cracker to marry. And I ain't no telling, L. Ron Hubbard might have hit her too. The rituals performed drew largely upon rituals and sex magic described by English author and occult teacher Aleister Crowley. Okay, so we did that, okay? So here